So hey guys, welcome to my game room. I've been wanting to do a video and show everything I got set up in here. As you can see, this is a pretty big room, and it was actually just our office for a while. We had our computers on each side of the room, and in the middle it definitely felt like it was missing something, and have definitely cured that now. But we'll go over some of the stuff I got in here. And this is the main setup of consoles. I got my 3 Nintendo ones, which are my favorite ones. I got them in the glass area of the entertainment center. And everything else I got over here. And mostly everything is hooked up. Pretty much everything is hooked up. And I'll get into how I hook that all up later, but I'll show you a little bit more detail of all the consoles. And I try to make it so everything is playable but still displayable, so that it looks good when I'm not using it. But everything's still hooked up, so you can quickly get to playing. And I got the regular Nintendo, the Super Nintendo, got the mouse in there too for Mario Paint. I got my N64, and my first flash card that I ever got, which was the EverDrive. Basically the entire library on one cartridge. And this is my Sega contraption. And this is the biggest mess out of everything I have hooked up. It is just amazing how much it takes to get this thing operational when you have all 3 pieces to the Sega. The 32X, the CD, and the Model 1 console. I actually got the Model 2 console too. I don't have it hooked up, but I got it, basically just get AC adapter to go to the 32X. But I always liked the Model 2 too, so I'll probably keep it. There's the Xbox, original Xbox, original PlayStation 2, a black Sega Dreamcast, the PS1, and that's the NES Advantage joystick. And there's my Wii, and the hard drive hooked up to it that actually makes it useful. And there's my GameCube, there's a Sega controller. And I pretty much got every console that I would ever want to play, and some that I really didn't really care about quite as much. Like the Dreamcast, I always wanted to play it, but didn't really have a desire to get one. But I just happened to come across a good deal and decided to get it. And I guess I'll go ahead and get into how I have everything hooked up and powered up. The first thing is the power. I have 2 of these rack-mounted power supplies. Just because I want to have everything hooked up at once and just easily be able to turn it on. But at the same time, I don't want to leave everything plugged up and drawing power, because not only does it draw power from your electricity, it can wear out some of the AC adapters if you have them plugged in all the time. So basically, if I want to play, say, Super Nintendo, I'll turn on my SNES switch. They light up blue too, which is pretty cool. I'll turn on everything else. I got my TV here, RF my system selector, and I have 4 total system selectors. I have this is the first one I had, which uses power, and these don't use power. But basically, this is the one that just has the 3 hooked up to it, and it's already set on System 1. And System 1 is the top one, which is most of my Nintendo consoles. So if I want to play Super Nintendo, I go to SNES. TV. Turn on the console. I actually do have, not quite retro, but I do like the sound of a lot of games, especially Super Nintendo. So I do have a sound bar that I used to use in my living room hooked up to everything. Really nice on some of the Super Nintendos and Sega CD games too that had stereo sound. And the side of this shelf here is a storage bin that I have most of the controllers and other stuff in. And this is mostly, like, I got my Game Boy Advance and my Nintendo DS here, some memory cards, and some Nintendo 64 stuff. There's some Wii stuff, a zapper, and some extra controller cases. These are about getting full, but that's okay because I got about every console I need and all the controllers I need, so. But yeah, pretty much I got 2 controllers for every console I have. Some extra consoles or controllers there. And these are just some artworks that I have of some of my favorite games. This is from Xenogears, which is down here somewhere. Yeah, that's one of my absolute favorite games of all time, and I always like that specific piece of artwork for it. And this is a piece of fan art from Mass Effect, which is one of my favorite PC games. And this is from Vice City, which is one of me and my girlfriend's favorite games. And this is a shelf of a few. I don't have a whole lot of a game collection left, but just some of my games and knickknacks. Got a few of my. This is a kit I use to clean games, like everything I need whenever I get a batch of games I want to clean. I mostly do a lot of repair and cleaning and reselling games to kind of pay for the hobby. These are mostly some of the Wii games, GameCube, some box Super Nintendo games that I still have. And this is the prize of my collection, My Little Pony, Pink Pie's Party. Definitely recommend you get this if you can find it. Very good game. Now these are some strategy guides and manuals and stuff. And this is I saw somebody do this before, and it's just such an excellent idea. This is where I keep all my original Game Boy games. Basically in a bunch of card protectors. Kind of customized the cover and stuff. And here's a few other things. Just some DVDs, movies, and figures. And this is pretty much my MMO wall of shame. Got my World of Warcrafts, which I actually enjoyed for a little while. Star Wars, not so much. There's my Mass Effect 3 stuff. A few PC games. The Xenosaga games, which I really had high hopes for, but they did not turn out as well as Xenogears was, which is my favorite game. And this is just mostly some more of my tools and extra cords and cables and stuff. This is like my work area for when I'm doing cleaning and repairs and stuff. This is actually an SD card reader that I made out of an old Nintendo cartridge. It has slots for like a compact flash, SD, a few other slots. And I just had a copy of this Super Mario Duck Hunt that I could not get to work. And I was like, maybe I can do something fun with it, and came up with that. But that's pretty much everything, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it gave you some ideas.